Welcome back. We're still discussing the state of emergency in Rivers State, and Miriam was ready.
Okay. So for me, I've always been about the people. The security of the people is paramount for me, beyond the legalities or the politics of everything. And so for, personally, I'm thinking this is a region in Nigeria where we know that things can escalate quite quickly. The Rivers State, we know there have been instances where there's been civil unrest, and before you know it escalated. And so for me, I appreciate that the president stepped in quick enough, before it becomes human casualties. And if you remember, Plateau State too had a state of emergency was declared. A state of emergency was declared on Plateau State because of civil unrest. In Adamawa State, state of emergency had been declared as well in 2013, I think, because of civil unrest. So this is beyond tribalistic, any notions. This is about the people and making sure Nigerians are at peace. Forget all the politics and tribal conversations. Now, having said that, I know that many people have complaints about what has been done. And one of the things I heard is on the legal part is that when the state of emergency is declared, it has to be ratified, meaning that the Senate has to sit down and discuss and sort of accept it before it is implemented. And that wasn't done in this case. Secondly, one thing I'm hearing over and over again, and to me also is an issue, is many people say the issues that are happening in Rivers State seems to have the minister of the FCT right at the center of it. Why declare a state of emergency, sort of incapacitating the governor, when the person who is described as the person that's talking, nothing has been done to him. So people are asking, suspend the FCT minister as well for his alleged involvement in what is happening in Rivers State. And then maybe people will see it more as a fair way of dealing with this issue than taking sides.
You see, when you look at it very well, I have a problem. I have said it in another forum, I think yesterday or somewhere, that the Section 305 itself has a problem. You understand? Because the section says the president shall, by an official gazette, make the proclamation, and it will be in official gazette of the federal government, and he will send the notice or the gazette to National Assembly, to the Senate President, and to the Speaker of the House of Reps, who shall convene sitting. Now, to sanction that proclamation. However, yesterday, the president has declared the state of emergency. He has already appointed an administrator. Now, he has sent the notice to the National Assembly. We then now sit and come and say, oh, don't do it again. When the head has been cut off, do you start to smile? He has taken the bold move again already. It has crystallized, it has snowballed to an act of the state. There is already an administrator. You are now, it's like putting the cat before the horse. Our constitution should have been amended to be that he will propose the state of emergency before the National Assembly first. The Senate will consider it, the reps will consider it, whether to vote yes or to vote no. If they do that, the public will not even be talking now, because the National Assembly represents everybody in Nigeria. You understand? And they will have said, oh, declare the state of emergency, let those who support say aye, and those who are not supposed to say nay. They will do that, and once they put their garment, that will be it. And the president will now go on air to say, I have declared a state of emergency, but our constitution was not framed in that manner. I think it's a big lacuna. You don't do something and start to ask for permission to do it.
After you have done it.
It's highly preposterous to commonsensical reasoning. It's not aligning with common sense at all.
That means you're not okay with the decision of the state of emergency.
No, the state of emergency, according to the constitution today, is valid. And again, to me, if you ask me, the conditionality stated in section 305, I think, is it 3H or something? There is a subsection there. All those things have happened when there is threat to security of life. Because there is a Chinese proverb that I will not prevent the bed of broom from flying on my ear, but on my head, but I will prevent the bed of broom from beating its net on my head. True. So when you look at things like this, now the pipeline is very important. You understand? It's like killing the chicken that is laying the golden egg. You have blown the pipeline. Maybe people will have been supporting you. You understand? But by doing that one, people will begin to support the president. To me, it's an act that have been, it's a section that the president has done the best in the circumstances. After all, it's 6 months. 6 months is just by the corner. If they are able to sit down now and talk senses to themselves and know that, we are losing out. Maybe they can reason. Because I can tell you also, if the House of Assembly is still in play and the government is still in play, there is nobody you will call that they will listen. But by now, they can listen.
They can now listen now.
Yes, they will listen very well.
Yeah, okay, so the, since the crisis started, I know, since I started following it, I know Fubara has been complaining and he has been saying that this the FCT minister is the one that is causing the issue in the House. Yes. So what has been done, since he has been mentioning the FCT minister as part of the problem, what has been done so that the minister can face his own state and leave the Fubara to run his own state? Because I understand that at least out of the lawmakers, 27 of them are loyal to Wike himself.
Let us do it this. Let us look at it from this angle. There is this legal term, voluntary non-fit injuria. No harm can be done to a consenting party. And in the word of Niccolo Machiavelli, he said a prince who becomes a king by the help of the nobles, we find it easy to maintain his position as a king because he was held by the kingmakers. But that a prince who becomes a king through the help of other princes will not be able to enjoy his position because as a king he will find himself surrounded by people who think they are equal. Now let me tell you, you came into power through godfatherism. This is the issue. Let us face it. Everybody knows it because if you are mentioning Wike, then we should go to the bottom. Now you are mentioning Wike. Fubara himself was somebody who has benefited from the system of Nigeria. He got to the civil service of River State, I think in 2002 or 2003. He rose to become an general, which is equivalent to a permanent secretary that people will not get to until you have done 30 to 33 years in service or 34. So he has enjoyed that godfatherism and he maintained like a bad. He was what Wike thought he was a very cool guy. Thought he could ruffle weather with him or he could, somebody he could control. The guy waited patiently. I could remember a time when the AFCC went to Rivers to arrest the accountant general, the governor then. The Wike went to town. He chased all of them out of Rivers because he was his anointed son. What has now gone wrong? But because maybe largesse of government and some other things, appointment of people and all that. He was allegedly, you understand? He was alleged to have influencing the appointment and all that. So when you allow this to happen, will you now, people are now thinking, should he bite the finger that fed him? He was not the most qualified person. So it is the godfatherism thing that is playing out now. People should know. If you're a politician, if you cannot follow a godfather to the ditch, don't allow him to endorse you. You stand on your own right to conduct an election. But I want to tell you, the president has exercised the power very well. And if the state of emergency in Rivers is not declared, we cannot say what will happen in the next day.
I like that. So what do you think is the way forward?
The way forward is for the warring parties to come together. You understand? But the governor...
Who will be mediating now? The president?
The president should mediate because he's the only person that could say not to be interested. Now, when he mediated 2 times or 3 times, the governor ought to have reported back to him that, see what we did, we couldn't get anywhere. And don't forget, in fact, in the Supreme Court judgment, he said the governor was a despotic leader. So what else do you want? The Supreme Court said it. So if anybody is blaming the president, at that point, even the president can use that one to, you understand, to say, oh, this is what is happening. So I think, way forward, the warring parties should come together. And again, if Wike, the way it's alleged, if it's true, you should allow the guy to finish his tenure and you should not support him the second time. But let the people of Rivers enjoy what they have purchased with their money. They have voted somebody to power. Let them enjoy that democracy.
Thank you so much. We've been speaking with the constitutional lawyer, Barrister Kabir Akimbolu. Thank you for bringing light to the conversation. We hope Rivers State finds a way. I think they have about 6 months suspension.
Yes, suspension.
Yes, within that time.
By the 6 months, you'll be having like 1 year to election. Because by June next year, they should be
able to sort out themselves so that Rivers State can move forward. That's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, we'll move on to yet another segment. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.